this was in the Great Hall about a month ago, and it was a little while ago. Another person on YouTube, I think it was Brittany Crabb, had done a thing at the castle, and she's Britty 44, of course, and she was asked, there's this a real rotten malevolent spirit called Peter, and we think that this Peter took a bit of a dislike, and we switched the spirit box on. It was on a portal, and we asked questions around this, and it came out with a name. It said Britty like this, and funny. We all stopped. We were like, "Wow, okay." So, as I say, if I ever get hold of this audio, I'll pass it on. But that was superb.
That's a really interesting thing, because I've had that happen as well. We were doing a seance at a location, an old schoolhouse, and the voice that came through when we were sitting and we were asking questions, we were like, "Who's here?" And we were, sort of going through the motions. And one of the ladies that was with us, she started giggling, and she's like, "Who's touching my hair?" Right? She's like, "Someone's touching my hair." And she's like, "Who is that? Is that you?" And what happened was we got this fantastic response in the voice, very low sort of male voice that went, "Paul." Now, Paul was friends with these people. He was the caretaker at the school at the time, and it was just a small one-room schoolhouse, and they had gone to school there in the 1970s, and they had all scratched their names into the brickwork outside the school. So just like a really unexpected but very clear response to asking the same type of question. And when you get that, it's so interesting. I know Ian's had experiences as well like that, with his equipment too. It's a phenomenal thing. So can I ask you a question, Richard? I have a question for you. First of all, I've never been to the castle. So what's in my image here? Is this the inner courtyard area of the castle, or is this the out front?
You are looking from, once you go in the main entrance of the castle, which is in the north wall, it takes you directly into the courtyard. It's as if you've just gone through that entrance and you are looking down the courtyard towards the southern part of the castle, and directly behind you, where the arches are, behind there is the torture chamber. One floor. Oh yeah, I've got a good story about that in a minute. And above that, on the next level,
as I say,
yes, you see right in where the door is. Up
yes.
The stairs.
Okay. Right there. Yes.
Yeah, right there. That takes you right into the center of the medieval Great Hall, the Elizabethan Great Hall, which is great. You go in there. I always light that up with candles, and it just takes you back 500 years at night. Just whoosh,
It's an amazing looking building. I can't wait to go.
Yeah. But inside the Great Hall, you may have seen photographs. There's arms, armor, swords, all manner of things on the wall, heraldry, the whole lot. Above that, where the other windows are, the long windows are. There we go.
On the third level,
windows, on the third level up there, they are the King James I staterooms. And these rooms were originally laid out for the state visit of King James VI of Scotland on his way to becoming James I of England and Scotland in 1603.
He's a relative of mine.
Oh, right. That's very nice.
The Stuarts, right? Yeah.
The Stuarts. There we are. Yes. There we go. That's marvelous. But and then to where you're sitting on this side. Yes, that side there. Yes, that side. You have the It's actually the tea room, but it's the original Great Hall. It's the minstrels' hall, proper minstrels' gallery, full of heraldry, etc. And beneath that, all sealed up, is the original torture chamber.
Wow. Okay. So let me just ask you. So like we can see all these arches and these entrance ways here, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
would the original torture chamber have been on sort of that ground level, or was it below ground? Because often we think of, like there's a big hole in the ground and there's like a jail or a prison underneath.
That's right. It was.
Okay.
The castle was originally moated, did have a moat around it. The
Wow.
moats were filled in the mid 1700s. The castle went through an awful lot of development. It saw a lot of action, a lot of turmoil.
Wow.
We're not far from the Scottish border.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, very close.
Mm-hmm.
Very close. And it was in the chain of second line of defence for England against the Scots when it was originally founded. Yes, but yes, the torture chamber, as I say, we have this set out in an undercroft beneath the Great Hall, with all of the original equipment, etc. And it's a sight to behold. And
I guess
a few weeks ago on a ghost tour, and we were just having a wander around. I had 24 people on the tour. I said, stand there, I'm just going to put the lights out. And I says, don't move again until I put the lights back on again. Okay, then. So, for obvious reasons, because there's lots of sharp things on even floors. And
dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, and don't play with anything because it's it's real. And I was standing talking, facing the audience, as it were. And somebody said, "Oh, what's that?" And I spun round, and then here is a full-bodied, and then it stayed there for a couple of seconds, and then just melted away. Just then, the REM pod I had standing on the table started indicating. Thought, right, that stopped, and we had hundreds of tiny orbs near the doorway, near the REM pod. And everybody's gasping, and what's this? And a guy says, "Did I miss something?" I said, "Yeah, probably a once in a lifetime opportunity to see this." And the hubbub that was going on was the whole lot was palpable. And two people did not.
Now, where was he that he missed this?
22 of the visitors plus me saw this.
Mm-hmm.
2 didn't.
Oh.
The reason they didn't see it was they were actually standing behind the Iron Maiden, which is about 7.5 feet tall, quite wide.
So it blocked their view.
It blocked the view. So the after that, everybody was, I think the adrenaline was going with everyone.
Right.
And I was like, this is great. We've just had one appear, and this is. I says that this is gold dust. I says. The castle is it really is the haunted Holy Grail.
Richard, do you think that with the ghost tours coming through, the ghost hunts, do you think that the visitors are actually helping to stir up some of the energy within the castle?
Yeah. The thing is, you get a large influx that come in. You get the ones who truly believe and who are desperate to have an encounter of any kind. They always, that they hope to see something. I says, well, to see a full form is rare, and the other ones, the ones that come in, profess to be skeptics. But the thing is, a lot of them really kind of believe they've come along with all their armor on and shields up, just, and then something happens, and that's it. The gates open then, and I think a lot of the spirit world kind of picks up on this nervous energy and uses it to their own end. It can act as a bit of a focus. You see, they go, "Oh, look at this! Oh, this is radiating off this chap." Right? Okay, we'll see what we can do. And I've had so many evidential happenings lately with skeptics. I put a group of them together, 15 of them together, all together.
15 skeptics.
15 skeptics. There was 15 skeptics. There was a whole group, and I says, right, okay, skeptics, this way, please. So 15 of them. And I gave them some equipment, including a PSP-7, and I sent them off to the Edward room. I says, I'll come and get you in half or 3/4 of an hour.
Nice.
Seeing how we go about this. When I went back, the guy who was lead skeptic was basically up there holding court and having this amazing two-way with an entity, and we're having a fantastic time. So I stood back and let them get on with it. And they went, when they went home, they were joyous, they were converted, or maybe not converted, the new old.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And I thought this is surreal but magnificent. It really
awesome.
was.
And sometimes that's what it takes. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm still, even though I'm an investigator and I'm a psychic medium, I'm still skeptical sometimes, because it's like I'm almost questioning my own ability at that point. I'm like, is this really going on? Am I really hearing this? Am I really seeing this? Right? Which is why I like to have another medium or two with me as well on an investigation, because we can kind of validate each other, or at the end of the day, we can say, I didn't get that. Did you get something? And they may have something, a bit like equipment, I guess, right? You know, you have these different pieces of equipment that in some cases, some may pick up on something and some may not. I guess it just depends on the energy output overall. And I think that that's really a good way of looking at it. I know that I've had a conversation in the past with, and I've mentioned it many times, is that, you know, we are just giant walking batteries and everything around us is energy in the universe. And so even when the physical part of us, you know, dies away, that energy just goes back out into the universe. And I feel like it's, you know, certain people may have that ability to actually feel or connect with that energy. And, you know, whether it scatters in random patterns, I don't know. And we need something like energy from another, or equipment or something to, you know, bring it back together. Or we are together, but we maybe don't have the ability without, like you said, that added energy, that sort of, you know, anxiousness or fear even, or excitedness that comes with, you know, people showing up in a location and bringing all that with them.
That's right. One thing as well that I always advise people, I've been in various houses and people have talked about things going wrong, and I've had a look, and 9 times out of 10 I've found that they've had a crystal pyramid in the house.
Oh.
A prism. And I says, remove that from the house. I says, if you can, when you look at what a prism does to light,
right? Yes, it refracts the light. Yeah.
It just breaks it all up. What's that doing with, you know, energy and, you know, and other parts of the spectrum that we can't actually see? That's only the visible stuff. And I says, if you get rid of that, it'll help refocus things to a more positive plane.
Exactly.
So that, yeah, you know, and I've always stuck with that. I was told this a long time ago by a very wise person who was, you know, very mediumistic, and I've stuck with that.